The July 28th, 2014 meeting of the Public Safety Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Chairman Ansello,
Here.
Mr. Baroff,
Here.
Ms. Boyce,
Here.
Mr. Howland,
Here.
Mr. Willie Lightfoot is excused, Mr. Michike,
Here.
Mr. Morelli,
Here.
Ms. Taylor,
Here.
Mr. Yolovich.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There is not.
Is there anyone present who's not signed up to speak who would like to address this committee at this time? Okay, seeing no one, we'll now move to the next item, the approval of the minutes. You have the June 23rd, 2014 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. Next item on the agenda is new business.
Referral 14-0224.
Moved by Legislator Michike, seconded by Legislator Boyce. Is there any discussion? Legislator Boyce.
Yes, thank you. Is somebody here from the District Attorney's Office? Thank you. Hi. Okay, oh dear.
Sorry about that. Through you, Mr. Chairman. Dave Marion from the District Attorney's Office.
Yes, thank you. Through the chair. Mr. Marion, can you tell me how many children does the program serve that we're giving $18,000 to?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, it varies from quarter to quarter. We receive a quarterly report. Last quarter, our number was 179 children participating in the Boys and Girls Club Accelerated Readers Program.
And through the chair, can you tell me what age does the program serve?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I believe, and I'd have to double check this, but I believe the ages is 7 to 15.
Okay. And again, through the chair, how many children are they chosen for this program, or are they signing up for this program?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I believe that they are first affiliated with the club in some manner, and then they are recruited in the Accelerated Readers Program, although I do know that the chairman of the the Boys and Girls Club, Dwayne Mahoney, does do outreach to the Rochester City School District in order to enroll kids into the program.
Okay. And through the chair, can you tell me how many books have the Boys and Girls Club provided for the children of this program?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I can provide that information. I don't. That is in a memo. That's again that quarterly memo that's sent around. They always give us the number of children that are participating in the program, as well as the number of books those children have read during that quarter. I don't have that directly in front of me now, but I can certainly get it to you.
Okay. So through the chair, could you provide me with the report?
Absolutely.
Okay. And through the chair, has this program increased the literacy rates of the children that they're serving?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, yes, it has. They do results testing where they test the children for reading ability and comprehension both before and after the program, and there are measurable results, I believe somewhere in the order of 20% increase per quarter.
Okay. Again, through the chair, in the view of the DA's office, can you tell me if you believe that this has helped to reduce the crime or recidivism rate of the children in that community?
Through you, Mr. Chairman. We believe that it does. I think that any opportunity that we have in order to increase literacy and allow the children of the Rochester City School District and any school district to see value in learning and to experience rewards from academic success has a direct effect on reducing crime for many of these kids later in life.
Okay, great. Once this feedback through the chair, once the feedback has developed in a report, that'll be available for public access?
Through you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And one further question. And this might not be appropriate for you, but through the chair, can somebody provide the crime rate in that area around the Boys and Girls Club as to the number of drug sales, homicides of that nature in that area?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, that's something I'd probably reach out to the Monroe County Crime Analysis Center, but
Okay.
to get. But I think I'll take a memo, and I will definitely. I should be able to provide that to you in whatever format that they generally report that information, which I'm not entirely certain of.
Okay. Yeah, because I think through the chair, I think it's important that, I think that's great we're serving children in that area, but I think we also need to be cognizant of the fact that it's a very high crime rate area. I don't have the data in front of me, but if you can get that through MCAT, that would be great. So thank you for your time. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? Legislator Barat.
Thank you. Through the chair to administration, I actually have a few questions about this referral. Am I correct to understand that the impact grant, in fact, is being replaced by this grant? Is that correct?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, yes, that's correct. Impact ran for 10 years, and GIVE is now taking over after Impact's end, which was June 30th of this year.
Thank you. And through the chair to the administration, I suspect this will be best answered by either someone from the Office of the Sheriff or the Department of Public Safety. I note that there was an increase in funding being provided for both the Office of the Sheriff and for the Department of Public Safety in the amount of a grand total of approximately $191,000. And my question is, through the chair to the administration, is what is the additional $191,000 going towards?
Through the chair, Commander Phelps and Sheriff's Office Administration. The GIVE grant has changed the approach to fighting crime in the high crime areas, mainly focused on gun violence. To that end, the Sheriff's Office has changed the way that we provide assistance to the RPD primarily. And that assistance is a jail intelligence officer, or what we call an FIO, which is fully funded. That was an addition actually last year in Impact. And because it's focused on gun violence and we manage the pistol permit office investigations, we are funding 50% of a pistol permit deputy, and we are funding 50% of our MCAC investigators assigned to facilitate gun investigations.
Okay, thank you. Through the chair, and so I'm clear on this. Within the referral, it talks about a sheriff's criminal investigator 50%, a road patrol deputy 50%, and, quote, a jail deputy. Are those the three positions you were just referred to?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And then through the chair to the administration, that would explain, I presume would explain about $100,000 of the increase. There's also an additional $87,000 increase for the Office of Probation and Community Corrections. Is there any explanation as to where those funds are going to?
Through the chair, Bob Burns from the Office of Probation and Community Corrections. Slight increase over last year. The most prominent is an additional amount of money for electronic monitoring to place higher risk violent young people on electronic monitoring. That gives us an opportunity to track their movements, and along with the Crime Analysis Center and the 911 Center, to identify where these offenders are at any given moment if a crime has occurred.
Then, for my clarification, through the chair of the administration, you mentioned electronic surveillance, so I assume like ankle bracelets and things like that. Would that be correct through the chair?
Through the chair, that's correct. It's an electronic transmitter on the ankle of the offender, which could either be global position systems through a satellite, where we know exactly where they are at all times, or a system that simply keeps them in their home and we know if they have left their home.
Thank you. And then through the chair of the administration, I'm unclear, however, in the referral itself, it refers to supporting the cost of an existing senior probation officer and the overtime cost of the Office of Probation and Community Corrections, but no equipment or anything along those lines. Was the equipment added when additional funds became available, or is that just something that was just not included in the referral?
Through the chair, if I could ask, are you talking about the electronic monitoring equipment itself?
I'm talking about anything that is not to do with supporting the wages of the senior probation officer and the overtime costs associated with the Office of Probation and Community Corrections participation.
Through the chair, there's no equipment, supplies, it's wages and fringe benefits for the field intelligence officer is the only thing funded.
So, through the chair of the administration, I'm unclear. Why were we talking about electronic monitoring and such before?
Through the chair, the probation portion, there are three components. One is to fund the field intelligence officer. That's been funded through impact for all of these years. The second piece is overtime for probation officers to do curfew checks and police response to problems with probationers in the evening and a variety of other details. And the new piece is the electronic monitoring piece for this year.
Thank you. And then finally, and this is a broad question, and this is through the chair of the administration. When I talk about this increase in funding, I believe we're talking about an increase of funding of the nature of $191,000, which is approximately 18%, and I could be off by a few percentage points there. And my question is, was the administration, because they had to amend the budgets, assuming that these funds were not going to come, or were they counting on these funds becoming available and then amending the budget? The question is important to me because that just has something to do with where these funds are supposed to be going, i.e. these are all funds for individuals' compensation, and when you're talking about a 10, 18% increase, I want to know, where is it going to go?
Through the chair, I can speak for the public safety probation piece. I believe in the 2014 budget, we did anticipate at least the level of funding for our field intelligence officer and the fringe benefits. But I'd have to check a little bit further.
Thank you. Through the chair of the administration, that makes sense. I mean, planning for what you already have and just being happy if additional funds become available. But if you could confirm that for me, I would very much appreciate that.
Through the chair, certainly.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Legislator Boyce.
Through the chair, I apologize. On the second page of the referral, under subparagraph 4, I believe the dates are wrong on the referral. It says, again, referring to the Boys and Girls Club, it says for the period of July 1, 2015 through the June the 30th, 2015. I'm assuming that would be 2014 to 2015.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, that's correct. If you look in the first page of the referral, you'll notice a period. The correct period is indicated in the years 14 and 15. It's a Scrivener's error on the legislative action required on number 4. We'll provide you a corrected copy that has the appropriate dates on it.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 14-0225, authorize a contract with the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services for the reimbursement.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, seconded by Legislator Howland. Is there any discussion? Legislator Morelli.
Through you to the administration, I see that there is an increase of $14,143 from last year. What will that money be going toward?
Through the chair, Fred Ryan, Monroe County Office of Emergency Management. The funds for this grant will reimburse eligible expenses to our emergency management program. Some of this, the budget, we are still forming right now because this grant goes into the 2015 calendar year. But again, these funds will go towards planning, exercises, some equipment reimbursement costs for those items, eligible categories within the grant.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any further discussion? Legislator Boyce?
Yeah, through the chair, Mr. Ryan, can you explain, are we being reimbursed for back from 2013? Is there a clerical error on that? It says for the period of October 1, 2013?
Through the chair, this grant is a 2014 grant of which the federal fiscal year for 2014 began on October 1st of 2013.
Okay, thank you.
Legislator Barat?
Thank you. Through the Chair of the Administration, just one quick question. I know this is for a 2-year period of time. Am I correct to assume that the prior grant was also for a 2-year period of time?
Through the chair, yes.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 14-0226.
Moved by Legislator Howland, seconded by Legislator Taylor. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 14-0227. Acceptance
Moved
of a
by
grant.
Legislator Taylor, seconded by Legislator Yolovich. Is there any discussion? Legislator Barat.
Thank you. Through the Chair of the Administration, I note that this referral talks about receiving a grant for $353,000 and $280. And then it talks about authorizing a contract for $343,000 and $280. My question is the $10,000 difference a sort of processing fee, or what is the reason for the $10,000 differential? Through the Chair.
Through the chair, the $10,000 is the total amount that is retained by the Public Safety Department for the work of our fiscal coordinator, who does a great deal of the financial work and the reporting of data, and it might pay for a small amount of one of my manager's salaries.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 14-0228.
Moved by Legislator Yolovich, seconded by Legislator Michike. Is there any discussion? Legislator Barat.
Thank you. Through the Chair of the Administration, this referral refers to an increase of funding about $4,454. For what would this $4,000 be used?
Through the chair, if the legislator could repeat the question, please.
There was an increase through the Chair from the prior agreement of $4,454. I'm asking why is this an increase of $4,454?
Through the chair, thank you. I didn't hear you say the word increase. It is a formula grant that changes every year. Sometimes it's that amount less than the year before, sometimes more. It will be used to offset the salary of our 2 night watch officers.
Excellent.
There was a time where we had a much larger team, and the federal money has been reduced quite a bit.
Thank you. And through the Chair of the Administration, a quick follow-up question. Then I'm correct to assume that the slight differential of the actual funds going to funds 9,300 of about $141 has to do with benefits and such. That's the difference.
Through the chair, that's correct.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Legislator Boyd.
Yes, through the chair to Mr. Byrne. Can you tell me approximately how many conditions of probation are through this order or through this program? I don't know how to return these inmates back or probationers back to jail. What's the effectiveness? I mean, do you have data for that?
Through the chair, we have some data. Each of the officers carry a small caseload of high-risk, gang-involved younger probationers, but they also conduct curfew checks on any number of other probationers on behalf of other probation officers. In 2013, they conducted 1,344 curfew checks and found 377 times we found individuals who were supposed to be home not at home. So if that's the kind of information you're looking for, that's the best I have at this point.
No, that's perfect. Thank you so much.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The item carries. Last item.
Referral 14-0232, authorize.
Moved by legislator Michike, seconded by legislator Boyce. Is there any discussion? Legislator Morelli.
Chairman, just a couple questions to the sheriff or to the administration. The building at 5351 St. Paul Boulevard in the city, how old is that building that we're looking to replace?
Through the chair, Jason Kennedy with Engineering and Facilities. That building is a modular building that is approximately 20 years old.
And through you to the administration, has the sheriff's office always been, the Marine Patrol always been in that building?
Through the chair, it's been in that particular building for approximately 12 years at that location.
Very good. And final question, I see that this contract has basic design services and then something called special services. Out of curiosity, what would almost $11,000 be in special services?
Through the chair, as a general rule, basic design services are those services we define as basic engineering analysis, site review, calculations, things of that nature. We define special services, also known as additional services, as things such as topographic survey, geotechnical analysis, specialized structural evaluation, things that might be considered, again, specialized in and above basic services.
Very good. And I have a follow-up to that. When would the construction of this new building start?
Through the chair, we anticipate spring of 2015.
And then how long, through the chairman, how long would, but when would the sheriff's department be able to move into that space?
Through the chair, early summer of 2015, they'd like to occupy it for next season.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Yes, Legislator Boyce.
Follow-up question through the chair, Mr. Kennedy. What conversations have you had with the Rochester Yacht Club with regards to the construction and design of this, and how will it affect the ingress and egress of the facility?
Through the chair, we have not had any direct conversations as of yet, as we're still awaiting contract authorization. We expect that we will reach out to them and have discussions concerning the proposed new design, but it will not affect the current access drive, of which the Rochester Yacht Club has access agreement across the county property.
Okay, is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? There being no other matters, the July 28th, 2014 meeting of the Public Safety Committee stands adjourned, and the next meeting of the Public Safety Committee will be on Monday, August the 18th at 5:30. Thank you.